Welcome back for day 4. Today we'll be doing another yoga flow like on day 1, but with a focus on the core. And we'll start in an extended child's pose. So bring your knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch, hips sink onto your heels, and then you can reach your arms long in front of you and bring your forehead down into the mat. Feeling your whole body melt down into the floor beneath you. Start to take a deep inhale in through your nose and a deep exhale out through the nose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Right away tuning in with our breath and becoming fully present in that sensation of the breathing moving through your body and the sensations you can feel within your body. And for today's class, I invite you to bring your focus even more to your mind by noticing what thoughts are coming to your mind. And from my own experience, especially when I started practicing yoga, I would notice that so many of my thoughts, or actually really most of my thoughts, were super negative towards myself. I would say so mean things to myself, like I'm not good enough at this, or my body is not good enough, everyone else is doing it so much better. Especially when I was practicing in a group setting, I would compare myself so much, and from there then be super mean to myself. And the thing is, these things don't stay unnoticed. The things we tell ourselves, the body listens to it, and also the subconscious mind listens to it, and then it gets reflected subconsciously often in our behavior and in things like what we think we are deserving of. Oftentimes we would settle for things or let ourselves be treated in a way that is horrible because we think so low about ourselves, or we are so negative towards ourselves. And that is why I think it is so important to first of all become aware of that and notice what actually does your self-talk look like. And in the next step, reminding yourself that you have to become your biggest supporter and your biggest cheerleader, because no one else is as interested in having you be happy and having the life that you want and being treated the way you want and getting just everything that you dream about. No one is as interested in that as you are. So you cannot rely on other people cheering you on or telling you how great you are or how amazing you are. You need to do that for yourself. So you need to stop talking to yourself in any mean way and start cheering yourself on. Be proud of yourself, for example, for being here right now, being on your mat, committing to this practice and sticking to it. Most people have already stopped, you know. You are one of the few who really stick with it. And I want you to become super aware of that. So let's set this as an intention for today's class to not only become fully present with your thoughts, but also to become your own biggest cheerleader. Now let's lift onto the fingertips and start to walk your hands all the way over to the right off your mat, and place the left palm over your right to stretch deep into your left side body here. You can keep your forehead down. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more time, inhale. And with the exhale, back onto your fingertips, walking the hands through center and then all the way over to the left. And then placing the right palm onto your left, stretching into your right side body. Keep breathing fully. Keep your hips melting onto your heels. Inhaling in and exhaling out. And then walking the hands back to center one more time in our extended child's pose. Bring your arms long in front, come onto your fingertips here, find length, and then rolling all the way up to come into our tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's move into the wrists, either fingers pointing towards the sides of the mat or fingers pointing towards the knees. And remember that if your fingers are pointing to your knees and you lean forward and back, your palms can lift off the mat when you lean back. So they don't at all have to stay glued in the mat. They can lift off the mat. And then we're gonna stretch into the back sides of the hands by flipping the palms facing upward, fingers pointing to your knees, finding again a soft movement here, forward and back, or making circles into your wrists. And then bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders. Fingers are spread wide. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, arch your spine, cow pose. Exhale, chin to your chest, round your spine for cat. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin. Maybe you want to close your eyes. With the exhale, finding that full rounding, really press your palms super much into the mat. And the last time, inhale to drop the belly and exhale to round into your chest. Stay here. We're gonna tuck the toes under and then hover the knees just an inch off the mat while we keep that rounding in the spine. So press the mat away, keep hovering your knees. We're gonna hold this, you've got this, for 3 more breaths. Inhale in, exhale out, 2 more. Last inhale, and with the exhale, lifting the hips all the way up for our first down dog. You can walk your hands a bit forward and then start to move in your down dog if that feels good. So bending the knees, moving your hips and feeling it out. Notice, how does your down dog feel today? Doing a little check-in with your body in this pose. And whenever you had enough movement, you can find stillness in your pose. Maybe keeping a soft bend in your knees to lengthen the spine. And if this feels difficult for you to stay in this pose, I totally feel you, because when I started practicing yoga, this was the hardest pose for me. Holding this pose and being in it would feel so exhausting, and I promise you it will get so much easier the more you practice. Now let's lift the right leg up with our next inhale. With the exhale, we're bringing the right knee into the chest and step the right foot between the hands. You can use your hands here to help the foot come forward. Lower your left knee down and tuck your toes. Again, make sure no pain whatsoever in the left knee. And reaching the arms up for Vinyasa. Soften your shoulders, arms are straight up towards the ceiling. Let's take 1 more breath in here. And with the exhale, plant your palms down into the mat. Lift your left knee up and take a big step forward with your left foot next to the right, bringing your feet hip distance apart and folding over the legs here. So bend your knees generously so you can bring your stomach onto your thighs. Grab opposite elbows and start to rock from side to side here, shifting your weight into the balls of the feet so that we're not leaning backward here, but rather leaning a little bit forward. So bring the weight forward, relax your neck, and then release the grip off your elbows and come into a halfway lift. So straightening the legs and the spine, bringing the hands onto the shins or all the way up to the thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, rebend your knees, forehead to your shins. And we're gonna start to roll all the way up, so press into your feet, round your spine, chin to your chest, and make your way up, vertebra by vertebra, coming up into our mountain pose, Tadasana. So either keep your feet hip distance or bring the balls of the feet to touch, slight distance between the heels, shoulders down, arms are by your sides. And with the next inhale, reaching the arms all the way up, high mountain, palms to touch. Exhale, folding forward with a long spine, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the spine. And exhale, place your palms down and step the right foot all the way back, lowering the right knee down into the mat. Untuck your toes, make sure your left ankle is underneath the left knee. And then reaching your arms all the way up for Anjaneyasana. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more inhale. And with your next exhale, bring your hands down into the mat. Tuck your right toes to lift the knee up and step the left foot back, meeting your right for a high plank. Let's come high onto the toes here. Hands are underneath the shoulders and we're pressing out of the scapula. So instead of collapsing, find that lift up, pressing out of your shoulder blades, holding it here. 3 more breaths. Inhale in, slow exhale out. 2 more. And last inhale. Now with the exhale, you can lower your knees or keep them lifted for 3 chaturanga push-ups. So bend your elbows and lift back up for 3. Keep them hugging in towards you. 2 and 1. And then we'll do 1 more to transition into our high cobra. So drawing the shoulders back, lifting your chest. And remember, this is our upward facing dog if we lift the thighs off the mat and press into the tops of the feet, drawing the shoulders back. Inhale. With the exhale, rolling over the feet, lifting the hips all the way up, returning to our downward facing dog. Inhale in, exhale out. And with the next inhale, sweep your left leg all the way up, 3-legged dog. And exhale, draw the knee into your chest and place the left foot between your hands, maybe assisting the foot forward. Lower the right knee down into your mat and reaching the arms up. For Anjaneyasana, try to keep your hips squared here, so actively draw the right hip forward and the left hip back. Soften your shoulders, deep breath in. And exhale, place your palms down into the mat, lift the right knee up and step the right foot forward. Inhale for halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching all the way up for high mountain. And exhaling, hands to heart. And we'll do this 1 more time, our modified sun salutation A. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold over your legs, forehead to your shins, bend your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, place your palms down and step the left foot all the way back, lowering the left knee down, untuck your toes, and come into our Anjaneyasana with the arms reaching up high, straight, long arms, shoulders are soft, left hip is forward, right hip draws back. Deep breath in here. And exhale, palms come down into the mat and we step it back into our high plank. So step the right foot back to meet the left, holding our high plank for 3 breaths. Again, going through our checklist here, so making sure we're high on the toes, wrists underneath the shoulders, and we protract the shoulder blades. We'll hold this for 4 more breaths. Inhale in, exhale out, slow exhale. 3 more, stay with it. Last 2. And last time, inhale in. And you can lower your knees or keep them lifted for 3 chaturanga push-ups. Bend your elbows for 3. Draw them into your side body for 2. And 1. And then we'll do 1 more to transition into our upward facing dog or high cobra, lifting the chest, drawing the shoulders back. Inhale here. And exhale, lift your hips, roll over your feet, returning to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Deep breath out. Lower your knees down into the mat. Set your hips to the side so that we come onto the sit bones. And then find a long, tall spine here. So try to sit up tall, bring your hands behind your thighs, and then start to walk your toes closer towards you and lift your heels up. And you can either stay here with the hands behind your thighs or reach your arms long in front of you. Or the third version would be to straighten out the legs, but that's quite an intense one. So find whichever option works for you. Try to keep your chest lifting up. We're in our boat pose, Navasana. This is a very strong inner core strengthener. Let's hold it for 3 more breaths. Inhale in, slow, long exhale out. 2 more. And last deep breath in. And with the exhale, we're gonna cross the ankles, roll over the knees or bring your legs to the sides to return back onto all fours and then making our way back into our downward facing dog. And we'll continue our flow. So with the next inhale, sweep the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to your chest and step the right foot between your hands. We're gonna come into our high crescent lunge. So keep the left heel lifted. Find your balance here and then reach your arms all the way up. Trying to keep your hips squared. Arms reaching up towards the ceiling, softening the shoulders. Coming high onto your left toes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale here. And with the exhale, we'll move into a warrior 2. So bring the left foot flat 90 degrees into the mat. Open your hips to the long side of the mat so you can bring your hands onto your hips to feel them opening to the sides. Deep bend in your right knee, and from there we then extend the arms far away from each other, bringing the gaze over the right fingertips. Keep pressing into the outer blade of your left foot. And then flip the front palm, inhale, and exhale, we reverse the warrior, leaning to the left. So slide your hand down the left leg, right arm comes alongside the right ear, and we keep the deep bend in the front knee. One more breath in here. Exhale, rise back up to warrior 2. Straighten the right leg, maybe moving the left foot in a little bit closer, so decreasing the distance between your feet. And extend your arms wide and reach all the way forward, and then coming down with the right hand to the inside of your right shin, left arm reaching up towards the ceiling for Trikonasana triangle pose. And what we don't want to do here is place the right hand onto the shin. So we want to keep it in front of the shin so that we're not putting any pressure here onto the palm, but we keep ourselves lifted from the core. Now with the next inhale, rise all the way up, keep your legs straight and move into a reverse triangle pose, so leaning to the left. And then windmill your palms down, framing the right foot, and step the foot back, meeting your left, returning to a high plank. And from there, lowering onto the forearms to come into our forearm plank. Trying to make a long line with your body so that the hips are not sagging or lifting up. And we'll hold this low plank for 3 more breaths. Stay with it. Deep inhale in. Slow, long exhale out through the nose. 2 more. And planks are really the absolute best pose to strengthen the whole body. So we just want to hold it for a little bit in this class. 1 more inhale in. And with the exhale, start to lift your hips up and walk your feet in to come into dolphin pose. So we stay on the forearms, but the hips are lifted. So this is kind of like a down dog, but on the forearms. So this is called dolphin pose, and we'll hold this. You can keep your knees bent or keep your legs straight, drawing your heels towards the mat. And try to keep your elbows drawing in. If we have tight shoulders, they want to open out to the sides. We want to try to keep the forearms parallel to each other. Let's stay for 1 more deep inhale in. Slow, long exhale out. And then bend your knees. Bring your hips onto the heels. 1 moment of child's pose. You can extend your arms to the front or bring them besides your body to the back. And lifting back up, coming back into down dog. Lift your hips up. And with the next inhale, we're going to sweep the left leg up for a 3-legged dog. And exhale, draw the knee into your chest and step the left foot between your hands, setting up for our high crescent lunge. So coming high onto the right toes, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling, finding a deep bend in the front knee, and draw your shoulders down while keeping the hips squared. So right hip forward, left hip back, strong through the arms, maybe coming even higher onto the right toes. And let's hold it here for one more deep breath, inhaling in. And with your next exhale, place your right foot flat into the mat in a 90-degree angle. You can bring your hands to your hips for a moment to open them to the side, to the long side of the mat, setting up for our warrior two, finding a deep bend in the left knee and extending the arms wide apart, bringing the gaze over the left fingertips and maybe sitting even lower here, keeping the left ankle underneath your knee. And with your next inhale, flip the front palm, and exhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand slides down the right leg, left arm alongside your ear, finding that side stretch in your left side body. And inhale through center, coming up, maybe bring the right foot in a little bit, setting up for Trikonasana, our triangle pose. Both legs are straight, arms reaching all the way to the sides and forward, and then we bring the left hand to the inside of the left shin, right arm reaches up, and you can imagine as if you're leaning into a wall behind you. So we want to be as flat as a wall, so the right hip especially is drawing back, so we're not leaning forward with the right hip here. And then slowly lifting back up, keeping the legs straight, reverse your triangle pose, leaning to the right, inhale. And exhale, we bend your knee, bring your palms down and step it back, high plank. And again, lowering into our forearm plank. So coming onto the forearms. This time, let's drop the hips from left to right. So just moving the hips from side to side here to strengthen our core, especially the oblique muscles. And we'll do it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. And then from there, walking the feet in, lift your hips up for dolphin pose. And you can either hold it here if that's enough, or we can add on by first lifting the right leg up for a one-legged dolphin, holding it for 3, for 2, and for 1. You can lower the right foot back down and then lifting the left leg up, one-legged dolphin, and again holding it for 3, for 2, and 1. Bring the foot back down, returning for one more moment to our dolphin pose. Lift your hips up high, deep breath in, and with the next exhale, bend your knees and lower all the way down. Child's pose. Catch your breath. And lifting back up. From there, we'll just move the hips to one side, bring the legs in front of us, and we will do our boat pose one more time. Last little push of this class. Bring your hands behind your thighs, walk your feet in, and then float the feet up and keep your hands behind your thighs or reach your arms forward. We're gonna tap the toes down. So starting with the right and then the left. Switching sides here and just tapping the toes while we try to keep the chest lifted as much as possible. And it's totally fine to keep the hands behind your thighs here. Let's stay for just one more round, tapping and lifting. And from there, let's lower into our low boat, Ardha Navasana. So bring the lower spine into the mat. Draw your chest up, keep it up. 2 more breaths. Inhale in. Exhale out, stay with it. 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, releasing all the way down into the mat. And we'll just do one small, tiny little exercise for the inner core muscles that is really so effective. Reach your legs up towards the ceiling. Keep your arms by your sides with the palms facing down, or place your palms underneath your sit bones to make it a little bit easier. And from there, we're gonna lower the legs towards the mat just as far as we can keep the lower spine grounded into the mat. And with the exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, lower your legs, keep the spine grounded. Exhale, lift it up. So if you feel like your spine is lifting, then don't go as deep. Go only as deep as you can maintain that connection to the mat from your lower spine. I really stress this point a lot because otherwise it's really bad for the lower spine, and we don't want that. Let's do 5 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Staying with it. This really is now the last little push. The 4. Last 3. 2. And one more time to lower. And lift. And bend your knees. Hug them into your chest. We made it. We'll do our final twist from here, so you can cross your right thigh over your left and extend your arms into a capital T shape. And then drop your knees to the left. Bring your gaze over to the right. Finding this gentle twist in the whole upper body. Deep breaths. Start to bring your knees back to center and switch it out. Maybe moving your hips a little bit to the left and then crossing the left leg around your right. The gaze goes over the left fingertips. Allowing your body to melt into the twist. Keeping the shoulders grounded. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees in. One last time, forehead to your knees, wrap your forearms around your shins, deep breath in, and exhale to release for Shavasana. Don't skip your Shavasana. I know it's so tempting, and I'm definitely guilty of that as well. But Shavasana is actually considered the most important pose in yoga because it allows the body to absorb the full effects of the practice. So it relieves the physical and mental stress that we build during the movement. And it also allows you to really bliss out and not only fully enjoy this post-workout high, but it also actually prolongs it because it lets the body flood with these feel-good neurochemicals that help you sustain your good mood. So now feel how your whole body is melting down, how you can let go of any effort, inviting softness and ease into your whole body, letting go of any restrictions to the breath. And then shifting the awareness to our third eye point between the eyebrows and imagining how a soft, warm, golden light is shining onto that area and how it's melting away any tension from the forehead, eyelids, the nose, the cheeks, the lips, and the jaw, softening your whole face, and from there spreading through the whole rest of your body, all the way through your arms into your fingertips and down into your legs, to your toes, bringing your whole body into a state of complete calmness, complete relaxation, allowing the body and the mind to seize in the benefits of the practice. And I want to come back one more time to the intention we set for the practice about becoming aware of the thoughts and the things we tell ourselves and becoming our own biggest supporter. Because what we believe about ourselves is also what we send out into the world, which is why I really think it's so crucial to think highly of yourself and talk highly to yourself, and especially not talk bad about yourself or to yourself, but be the one person that you can always rely on to believe in you and lift you up and be your biggest cheerleader. Now you can stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. If you want to come out of it, then start to move your fingers and your toes, maybe reaching your arms up above the head, giving yourself a full body stretch, and then bending your knees, hug them into your chest, and roll onto your right side using the right arm as a pillow for your head. Thanking your body for being so healthy and so precious. And with your eyes still closed, make your way back up into a cross-legged seat. Resting your hands onto your knees. And we'll bring the hands in front of the heart and lift them up to our third eye point between the eyebrows for clear and kind thoughts. Lower your hands in front of the lips to speak kind words, and back to heart center to feel and give love and kindness. Thank you so much for being here with me on day 4. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling, how this class was for you. I love to get your feedback so I can improve and learn. And I see you tomorrow for our last and final day, day 5, which is going to be all about hip opening. So have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.